Alright, that's enough of that chill hop music. We're done with that. Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Next to the War. My name is Harrison, I'm your host. If I say it really fast, then maybe something cool will happen. I don't know. I'm joined by the ever incomparable Gary Knox-Derry. Hi Gary, how are you? Happy...
Hello.
What's today? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday?
Wednesday. It's Wednesday, my dudes.
It's Wednesday, my dudes. What's the good word? What's happening?
What's up? What's up? Not much, preparing for the holidays, preparing, to take some time to myself and get some rest, good,
Amen.
well-needed rest.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
How
about you?
I'm chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. I am officially on vacation.
Woo!
Finally.
Everybody give a big round of applause for Harrison being on vacation.
I'm saying it doesn't happen often, but when it does, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I'm gonna successfully do absolutely nothing this entire week. That's not.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
Not entirely true. I'll probably go to the gym, go grocery shopping. I have to what's the word? Or probably go to the grocery store to get some food, etc., etc. All of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do the adult things.
Yeah, which is lame. I have to go, I'm going to get my TSA pre-check stuff going on tomorrow.
There we go.
Which I can't forget to do, but it's happening. So I can finally skip the lines at the airport and just, go through security like all the cool kids do.
Oh yeah. That's definitely good to have when there's a whole bunch of people in the airport and you're very close to your flight, and we do fly often, so
yeah, with how much time I usually give myself to get to the airport, I'm not often too concerned with it, but I figured, why stand in line with the poor? I guess.
You know what? I don't know. Doesn't matter how much time I allow. It could be like 3 hours, it could be 30 minutes. If I'm there 3 hours, I'll still be anxious about getting through security for some reason.
For
on
sure.
Time.
100%.
So, like 4 hours early, and you're like, I'm gonna miss my flight if this line continues like this.
100%. I truthfully could get to the airport with multiple hours and still be stressed out about missing my flight.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I guess that's just the way it goes. Excuse me, that was rude. It's been, for a day where I didn't really do a whole lot, I'm very tired.
Yeah. You didn't go to the gym today?
I did go to the gym today. In fact, I did leg day, which is my least favorite day of the days. But we went and did that. And I'm working on trying to hit new PRs or whatever, which stands for personal record.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. And I did it the other day where I did a deadlift of 335.
Oh man.
Which is pretty cool, I guess.
It's like 3 of me.
But okay, all right.
Well, 2.5. Oh.
That must be nice.
Math.
That's like 1.5 of me, if that. But I see people lifting double that, which is wild to me.
Yeah. Yeah. What uh personal record are you like most excited about like chasing after?
I'm excited about doing a 315 bench press. I'm working up to it.
There you go.
I
There you
did
go. Where you at now?
I am at, well, I'm doing the math.
Yeah. Adding up those
Eh,
plates. 45 plus 45 plus 45. 45 times 5 is plus the bar, which is 45.
45. Right? It is 45?
Yeah. Yeah, the
Okay.
bar's 45.
Cool. Great. So 45 times 5 plus 50. So 45 times
What's the
6.
50? What's the 50 for? Is that the emotional weight?
Yes. So 225 plus an extra 50. 275.
There you go. Okay, you're close. You're close.
I did like
What time frame? How long do you think it'll take you?
I don't know. I'm not really like in a rush to make it happen.
Yeah.
Um I think I'm just like enjoying the process more so than anything else, you know.
Yeah, it's about the journey, not the
Yeah,
result.
exactly. I mean,
Hmm.
like, it's just something that I want to do for me because why not? You know, I
It's the
know
reps along the way.
it's truly the real journey are the reps we made along the way. And
Hmm.
so, you know, that's happening. We're doing it.
Very nice.
We're on a fitness adventure, and every evening is cheat night.
I feel that. I feel that.
That's the hardest thing. Although I guess tonight really wasn't a cheat night because I didn't eat a whole lot all day today. And by a whole lot, I ate like some oatmeal for lunch and then a calzone for dinner. So I think I'm okay.
Didn't eat any breakfast?
No,
You had sleep for breakfast, huh?
I had sleep for breakfast.
Hmm.
Hands down, the breakfast of champions.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Hands down. Um, Speaking of achieving personal goals, I had a thought, but then it very quickly left me. Okay, it'll come back to me. Keep vamping, vamp, quick.
How about this? How about this? Since we're talking about goals, we can tie into the New Year's
Oh
resolutions. What are some of
golly,
your 2023 goals that are not lifting related?
what are some of my 2023 goals that are not lifting related? Okay, I have I think like two that are not lifting related. Which they're all lifting related, I guess. No, I think one of my goals is to turn Weymouth into $1 million studio.
There we go.
I think we can make it happen. It's going to be a lot of work, but I think we can do it.
You guys got it. You guys got it.
Um, make Boston a $2 million studio.
That's gonna happen.
I think we can do it. It's going to be a lot of work, and everybody's got to pull their own weight, but I think we can do it.
Yes. Hmm.
Um,
I guess that ties into lifting goals as well too for everybody else.
I'm saying people need to like
Hmm.
step their game up.
Yeah.
I think to take more meaningful time off is one of my goals. Not that like I don't take meaningful time off, but I feel like of the vacations that I had this year, I took like two for real. I mean, I had an
Mm-hmm.
entire week off because of COVID, so that was
Yeah.
cool, I guess. But
It is meaningful. They did it for a reason.
yeah, yeah. There was certainly meaning behind it. Um,
Behind it.
yeah, there was definitely meaning, whether I meant to or not. Uh, there was a meaning. Um, and then like make a rhythm final again.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I think we're kind of, uh, pardon the pun, but we're like, I think we're poised to make
Hmm.
something happen.
I think 2023 is your year.
I am hoping, wishing, praying, working to making it my year. You can't hope, wish, pray for that kind of stuff. I know you have to work for it, but um, yeah, I think 2023 is our year. I feel like we're on a really good upward trajectory. And I was joking around with Kat this morning that like we have, we worked with Bob Long yesterday. Robert Long, who's one of the coolest guys on the entire planet. I know you and Cassidy worked with him. Um, but like he really likes our dancing and sees a lot of potential in us and like sees great things for myself and Kat, which is really cool. And Bob Powers echoed that same sentiment a little while back. I was like just casually chit chatting with him one day, which was really cool to have like Bob Power say the same thing. And then Roberto Gonzalez, the other Bobby, echoed the same thing this summer when we were in Chow. So I've collected all of the Bobs in the company.
You just need all the Bobs on
I-
your team and
That's
you're good.
that's all you need is Bob, Bob, and Bobby to say that they like your dancing, and you're good to go.
Hmm.
But I think in that journey of trying to become the best, um the biggest lesson that I've learned for myself is that not everybody's going to like, I mean, this is not new information for everyone, but not everybody's going to like you, and that's okay. And not everybody has to like you, and that is also okay. What's important is that the right people like you.
Yes. Yeah.
And so like I guess it doesn't really matter. I've got Bob, Bob, and Bobby all in my corner, so I don't really care what anybody else has to say.
You got the trifecta,
Yeah,
the triad
Bob,
there.
Bob, Bob, surely.
There you go.
So I'm content. I would like. I mean, I don't want to stay contented because I would like to win or make a final again, but
Hmm.
um, I'm content.
There you go. There
So
you go.
yeah. So there. How about you? What have you got in the works uh
For what?
for what? For 2023? Same question directed your
What's
way.
that?
All right. Well, this has been a very fun conversation. You're very good at like the whole yes and improvising skills.
Listen, 2023 ain't me.
No.
I'm messing. I'm messing. I'm messing. Um, well, I do have a lot of goals. It's more of a kind of like a catch up type of goal. I'm not talking about condiments, you know. Um, um, I'm more on, and I've actually one thing that I actually did halfway through the year of 2022 is start working on my 2023 goals ahead of time. So when I roll into 2023, it's already set up.
Hmm.
So One
Mhm.
my number one like the number one goal for myself is actually like health goals. Just to become a healthier person uh daily, create healthier habits, create healthier routines. And yeah, I've already like started that trend a couple, like a couple months ago, and I'm gonna take it into 2023. Um, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. My whole goal is to have more sustainable energy because if you didn't know me, or if you don't know me like that, I have adult ADHD, which gives me the the ability to have a lot of energy, but at sporadic times. So kind of irregular energy, you know. So, but what I've noticed the past couple years, my lows have gotten lower, and my
Mm.
highs have gotten lower as well too.
Mhm, mhm,
So
mhm.
I'm trying to shift that spectrum up a little bit to where, you know, I don't feel like I'm dying when I'm tired, which is great. But basically, you know what? You know what? On top of that list is just like drink more water, and that will help.
I'm
But
saying,
yeah, health. I know, right?
stay
Health goals.
hydrated
Health goals.
2023.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Because I mean, I'm getting older, so I can't rely too much on my youth for making me look as amazing as I do. So as I get older, it's gonna be harder.
Okay. Speaking of water, let me get some.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
I can't do this with you, Gary, because you say stuff.
You just can't handle the truth. I know I don't have to yell. I know you have headphones on, but you just can't handle the truth, Harrison.
That's it.
Can't handle the truth.
Nailed it. Nailed
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
That's the crux of my issue, everyone, is that I, Harrison, cannot handle the truth.
And
Whatever that truth may
then
be,
so
I cannot handle it.
yeah. And my second goal is I don't know. There are like I just have a bunch of goals and no random it's like they're in a random order. It doesn't really matter what comes first. But my second goal would be, I guess, or one another goal would be it's actually a lifting goal,
Ooh,
just like you.
hooray.
Well, kind of just like you. It's a little bit different context, right? Well, it's just a lifting goal in general, like to actively lift, whether it being at the gym or at the dance studio. So I like to substitute weights for people,
People.
and so that's what actually motivates me to gain muscle is lifting other people. So when I have somebody who I can lift, it makes me really happy because I know I'm helping. Like I have I, I like to think that I have good lifting technique, so I know I'm building my muscles properly. hmm So yeah, that as well. What other goals do I have? What other goals do I have? Dancing goals. I have a lot of dancing goals
Hmm.
to get better at
Okay.
dancing.
That's, I feel like that's a great goal.
It's an ongoing goal. Let me write this down. Hold on. That wasn't on my
Yeah.
list before. I'm just now thinking of it.
I gotta make sure that you
Oh,
keep track of all of them goals of yours.
yeah. They're all right here. Yeah. So no, dancing goals wise. So that's another goal that I mean, like I've always like working on, but I feel like for 2023, I got a good start at the end of 2022. Um, the new partner situation. Awesome partner, love her to death. We're doing great. Made my first Arthur Murray, technically first ever professional pro open specialty final, and that was salsa at DC, and that was amazing. And so one of my goals is to do it again and go higher up the list, the placements. Yes. And then my last goal is to be like Harrison.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Be like me, how?
Oh, no. Honestly, like, one of my big goals is to improve my communication.
Oh.
Improve my communication. Yeah. It's been one of the things that, like, working at Arthur Murray Boston, you like saying this, like, you like saying that, like, one of the things that we do is help people learn how to dance and help people become a better person.
Yes.
Through my time being here has helped me realize, like, what my weaknesses actually are, rather than what I think my weaknesses are, or
Well, that's
so
good.
and then, so I'm not saying that communication is a weakness. I'm just saying that, like, it's definitely something that I could get better at, and I'm excited to work on it in 2023.
You're not saying it's a weakness,
Uh,
but you're not saying it's a strength.
it's a developmental.
It's a development item.
It's a development item. It's something that we could always get better at.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I
and a
feel
lot of
that.
it. Sorry, I'm talking. I'm sorry.
Wow.
A lot of it.
Wow.
A lot of it, like the communication thing, is just stuff that it's more of things that need to still be transitioned from old ways of doing things, taught by old careers and stuff like that, or past careers, like military or dance company and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, that fits there, but doesn't fit here.
What do you
Stuff like
feel
that.
is like, from a communication standpoint, what do you feel is um one of the things that you do well now versus one of the things that you want to develop and change?
What I do well now is that the fact that I am willing and able to communicate.
Okay, that's good.
And I
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
That's great.
I mean, and like, yeah, and yeah, no, like, sometimes I do it too much. So, still getting used to that whole thing. Sometimes, you know, you got to think about when you should talk and when you shouldn't talk. You know, so working on that one.
Becoming more acutely
Which
aware
actually, like,
of listening, like active listening.
yeah.
I dig.
Well, I mean, yeah. Honestly, that's been one of those goals that I started in 2022 that I'm going to transition and keep working on in 2023, is knowing when to say things and not to say things, or not knowing, but, like, just actively, let's see, because I do know when I should be talking and when I shouldn't be talking. I just don't always listen to myself and stop talking. ADHD. Hmm. Probably experienced it already on this podcast. What was the second question?
Well, I didn't really ask a second
Or the
question.
part B of the first question. What was it?
I guess what do you feel is, well, the first part was, what do you feel is like one of the things that you do well in communication, and then what is one of the things that you feel like is lacking currently?
Oh yeah, one of the things I feel that's lacking is texture.
Tell me
tone.
more.
Well, more of
Texture
like
and tone.
yeah.
I
It's
understand.
not lacking, but it needs more awareness. Does that make sense?
Awareness in what sense?
It needs more awareness. It needs more awareness.
Of tone.
Like, yeah, I need to be more aware of how I'm saying things.
Ah, understood.
Yeah.
I dig. What do you think is the, like, if you were to be able to make a positive adjustment in your, like, ability to modulate and regulate your tone, what do you feel would be like the net benefit of that?
I feel like it would prevent people from misunderstanding what I truly mean,
Mm.
or creating things from like so sometimes I just like when I'm like serious, sometimes I will just speak in like in a monotone, just like very serious, very like, you know, matter of fact way. And sometimes it can be taken as like a sign of like frustration or aggression. And so I think I just need to throw an Instagram filter on that, a voice filter, you know, and make it a little bit more presentable for people.
And you said, and you feel like that's an issue that you have right now?
I wouldn't say it's an issue, but definitely it can definitely be a benefit when communicating.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's always a lot that ends up getting, unfortunately, lost in translation, especially when, I guess, when the tone that we use doesn't necessarily portray what it is that we're actually attempting to say to someone.
Yeah. Mhm.
I know, like, for myself, I've caught myself a couple of times recently, like, saying things in probably not the best tone. But that being said, I think some of the things that I said have been very warranted, mostly because just like it's before Kat and I were talking about this morning, how sometimes, or she's noticed that when I'm about to go on vacation, I start to get a little bit more frustrated with people and less patient.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I, I may or may not have like snapped at a couple of people over the last couple of days at work
Yeah.
because I don't know. It's like
Oh yeah, I
it's
feel you.
really not that hard to like be a team player.
It really yeah, yeah. I feel you.
Like all I'm saying is that if you see other people working to clean, you should like try to help instead of just like
Yeah.
standing around wondering what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Could ask, "Hey, what do I do?"
So, yeah. So like on Monday, granted, we weren't even working when I like yelled that. I didn't really yell. I kind of snapped at people. Like everybody was just like standing in the staff room and I was like, "Can we all just like go out into the like the ballroom and grab something and just bring it in here so we can all like so we can just clean up the ballroom so that everybody can leave. It's not that like people needed like to ask permission to leave, but like, you know, you've got like 2 people cleaning up the entire ballroom, and half of the staff is just like chit-chatting away, taking up space. So I don't know. 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 I don't know.
I feel that.
I don't know.
I feel like in that situation, you're warranted to, you know.
I also kind of snapped at people a little bit at holiday party on Sunday because, you know, like, you know, we're getting paid to be there. And like our students are paying us money to be there. So like we should probably do at least a little bit of interacting with them.
Yeah.
So that's all. That's all.
It's all right. It'll be in the meeting.
Yep.
Let's add it to the meeting. Add it to another training.
Add it to another training.
This training is because of you.
This training is because of you and the shit that you put me through. I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't be that difficult to do your job. Anywho, so okay, we've got to talk recent news.
Recent news. Man, the biggest news that should be in your head right now is that that the United States of America has officially, after like 80 years of research and development, achieved nuclear fusion.
Oh, did we?
Finally. Yeah. Finally achieved nuclear fusion. Which is amazing because, you know, that's the road to, you know, zero emission, clean energy, all of it. All of the energy.
Nuclear fusion
awesome.
breakthrough. That's cool. So we've been doing things more through like nuclear fission, right?
Exactly. So all the like the heavy equipment, like so say, you know, like a nuclear submarine, a nuclear aircraft carrier. Russia has these icebreakers in the Arctic that are nuclear icebreakers. So all of those, they're not nuclear because they carry nuclear weapons. Some of them do carry nuclear weapons, but they're nuclear because they're powered by nuclear fission, right? They have reactors in there that do the things
splitting atoms.
Yeah, and then the energy that they get from that, it powers the engines and stuff. Those things are crazy. They can run forever in a day without, you know, refueling, and their actual refueling is just like 11 grams of uranium, and it lasts for 50 years. It's crazy. But anyways, nuclear fusion basically means that we've done it in the process to where we can now receive the same energy or more energy out of it than we put in it. Than we put in attempting to fuse, which is amazing because that solves a lot of energy crisis and problems, you know. Now the only problem is to, you know, do that on a larger scale and plug that into you can't just plug it into the electrical grid. It's a little bit more complicated than that.
Right.
But the next step is to make it more at the commercial level, you know, bring it into more of the commercial level at the consumer level and utilize the energy from there. But it's amazing. It's great. It's cool. It's cool. It's just that like we don't already have the infrastructure set up to do much about it yet.
Right.
So it's still more of like a in the future, but we've done it. It's great. We did it through a different process too. We did it through shooting lasers shooting laser at this like a whole bunch of lasers, crazy lasers, at this very, very, very small I don't know what they call it, but it's like a ball and it has stuff inside of the ball. I can't remember. It's okay. But it heats it up and it explodes and stuff happens. So I would look it up. Harrison, look it
I'm
up and
looking it up right
see how
now. Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
There you go. But it's
Interesting.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really neat.
Pretty cool.
So basically, like the goal was to recreate the same kind of
Conditions that you see in the
in the
sun.
sun. That's neat.
Hmm.
That is really cool. And didn't I read something recently too that they just discovered outside of like actually like identifying the Higgs boson particle, didn't they just recently discover a couple of other like
New protocols.
new particles at the CERN research facility?
Yes. Yes. Uh, I think you're talking about the new field. Are you talking about the new the quantum development, the breakthrough in quantum physics?
Yeah,
They just recently had a
they discovered a pentaquark.
pentacork. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Crazy
Yeah, it's wild
stuff.
to think that like there's so well, obviously the universe is vast and our understanding of it is like this big in comparison to what is actually like happening, what's going on, but think of all of the new profound information that we're discovering it's wild to think that we are discovering now how to fuse atoms together to to create a net gain of energy,
Mhm.
because normally the process of fusion, right, it usually results in a net loss because
Yeah,
it
because
takes more
you're
energy to fuse the things together than it does to or it takes more energy to fuse the two atoms together than it does release.
well break them apart because the fission would be like ramming particles into each other and then like splitting them and then getting the energy from there. But like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then fusion
Oh,
is like fusing the
got it.
atoms.
Got it. So they're like doing the same
Yeah,
exact process where they're like smashing stuff together, but with the goal of having them stick and create
yeah,
energy as opposed to smash into each other and break into smaller bits.
yeah. Hmm.
Oh, I see. Real science
Yeah.
nerd stuff.
Yeah, and then like so much like I tell you, okay, so I was telling Marcy about this because like you with whole this whole creation of I told her I was like, well, with this whole creation of like, well, not creation, because AI has been actually around for a while.
Right.
It's just with now we have the technology to be able to advance AI, and we have the technology for that enables that enables machine learning. It basically AI is just getting smarter itself, right? So with all of that, there's going to be so many more new technological advances that are just going to blow our mind. Like, for example, they're coming like a lot closer to understanding um what is it? Spooky action at a distance. What is it called?
Spooky
That's the
action
nickname
at
for it.
a distance.
Yeah. Quantum
Quantum
entanglement.
entanglement.
Quantum entanglement,
So
right?
this is how I
So,
know my phone is listening to me, because I said spooky action at a distance and then started typing in spooky, and the first thing that came up was spooky action at a distance.
yeah.
Quantum
There you
entanglement,
go.
yeah. The ability of separated objects to share condition or state.
And listen, it's so crazy because this thing is so crazy because it's like it's two particles usually what electrons, but um, they're like in two different places that are connected by who knows what. Spooky, right?
Right.
But scientists are starting to understand by like studying quantum fields that everything is actually connected through multiple layers of quantum fields
Right.
that actually explains a lot of like theories like quantum entanglement. The reason why like because like in science sometimes particles just pop in and out of existence,
Right.
and having those quantum fields explains why those particles pop in and out of existence. It's actually pretty crazy.
Well, didn't
It's pretty
they
crazy.
recently with like under their I say they scientists at large, capital S, big science.
Hmm.
Um, didn't big science recently, weren't they able to um, effectively like teleport a particle, and like
Yeah.
they were able to like um, document its actual like teleportation?
Yep. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it happens all through those quantum fields. And you know what's crazy too? Like scientists legitimately created a wormhole in a lab at
I saw
nano
that
level.
too.
Like, what? Like, what? Like, how are you just gonna? I read that and I was like, what?
And see, this is the
You're
like
gonna?
this is the cool slash scary thing about like science and delving into like such, I guess, like deep magics, if you will.
Yeah.
Right? Like the the un there's been infinitely many movies and like shows and things that have theorized all of the possible net positives and negatives that could come from things such as creating like the ability to create wormholes and nuclear fusion and things along those lines. Isn't this how and artificial intelligence, and isn't this how
Yeah.
Skynet started?
Ooh, don't even talk to me about Skynet. Ooh. Oh, yes. Um,
It's like
yeah,
maximum
that's
overdrive all over again.
that's a huge that's a huge that's a huge topic because a lot of people are like, oh, choose your apocalypse. Zombie apocalypse, nuclear apocalypse, robot apocalypse, AI apocalypse. Well, like they always separate it. AI apocalypse and then robot apocalypse. But those are two
Aren't
of the
those the same
same thing.
thing?
Same thing, right? Because we already got robots, right? All we need is for um, artificial intelligence to bump up one more level to general artificial intelligence, and then yeah, we're screwed. But and that's close too. That's close. There's been a lot of AIs that people are currently trying to prove that are like sentient, and some people are believing it. Like there's this AI at Google that everybody thinks that is sentient. It's crazy. Put that in a robot from Boston Dynamics, and we're all screwed.
Oh, thanks, Boston Dynamics.
I know, right? Boston's just gonna be the home of
We're gonna be ground zero
the
for the
AI.
AI
I know,
renaissance.
I know, crazy, crazy. But no, I mean like technological, like it's only gonna get. I mean, it's only gonna go up. Like advancements like have always taken a exponential like rate
Right.
of growth,
Well, for
and it's
sure.
only gonna get faster.
I mean, like if you look at the well, it has to be the and this is the case for most things as far as developments are concerned, right? That it is a largely an exponential growth, and then it suddenly will plateau for a brief period of time and then hit another exponential bit of growth. And it's usually that plateau is because of, I mean, like historically, it's been because of like colonial and imperialism that has caused it, right? So you look at like the advancements from the Stone Age to the Bronze Age, right? How you
Hmm.
have, or even if you look at civilizations like ancient Mayan, Aztec, Incan civilizations, which were wildly advanced, had indoor plumbing, had advanced medicines, had all sorts of advanced ways of telling time and documenting the language and things along those lines. All of that was wiped out because of the conquistadors. Right, you've got the
Yep.
entire wealth of information that was destroyed in the Library of Alexandria. The world entered the Dark Ages, so there was your plateau, and then out of the Dark Ages comes the Renaissance,
Hmm.
right? And from the Renaissance, you like slowly start to see how quickly things start evolving. Then you hit skipping a couple hundred years, right? You get to the turn of the century where we start understanding like steam power,
Hmm.
and then from steam power we get the proliferation uh, um, of chemical reaction, right? So entering like a combustion engine, um, and how that then became the basis for flight. And then, you've got the Wright brothers creating flight in the early 1900s. What was that, 1912? 1913?
I literally just looked at the date
Yeah,
this past
God, I
weekend
forget when
because
did
I
the
was at
first flight.
it was I think it was 1912.
First flight was 1903. I was 10 years late. But from
1903.
1903,
Okay.
right, you have the first flight, and then 66 years later, this is the wildest thing. It took man thousands upon thousands of years to get to the point where they could take a vehicle and have it leave the ground. And at that point, it was
Hmm.
20 feet off the ground.
Yep.
Thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
And then once we,
They kept that. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh, sorry. Well, it took thousands of years to make tens of thousands of years to make that happen. And then within 60 years, the first human left the orbit of Earth and landed on the moon.
Yeah.
Right? So knowing,
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's been about 60 years since then. And I mean, we have people up in space now, so that's cool. But,
Hmm.
you know, I think it's only a matter of
Well, I mean,
time before those well, it's a matter of time before, I think we're entering in another huge era of like technological renaissance.
yeah.
Right? We're entering another technological renaissance, which is pretty cool. I mean, you got the advent of the internet and that whole entire scenario. But when and what do you think the plateau will be? Do you think it's when our robotic overlords come through, wipe out the entire human population, and then they're like, well, shit, what do we do now?
Uh, that will be an apocalypse. So I don't think that that will be a decline. Um, I think the plateau will be more pertaining to um right around like a mass exodus of Earth,
Mm,
because of because of mostly probably global warming, is probably going to get too out of control, and at that point in time, we've set up the infrastructure to either live in orbital facilities around the planet or on Mars or on colonizing the moon and the moons of Jupiter and Saturn or whatever. So I think the plateau will be a decline in the technological advancements of Earth, and then the exponential climb of the technological like stuff that's going on other planets and stuff like that once they become like sufficient. Um, I I think we'll be okay with the AI apocalypse for now because I think that's a little bit later. Because it's going to take some time for artificial intelligence to go through general intelligence, to go through uh, super intelligence. There's phases to this. There's phases. It's going to take a while for robots to just be like, all right, bang bang, you know. Um, but what's concerning is that like um, they're only going to go up. They're only going to go off of what we've done in the past or what we've fed the AI, you know, so it's just going to be organized anyways. But anyways, no, yeah. Global warming is definitely like global natural disasters and global warming, and like, huge displacements of population, war, World War III, stuff like that is going to cause the plateau. Definitely, most definitely going to cause the plateau. We're already in that phase as well. Legitimately. Um, that's what I think, and that's what I've read actually, or have watched. But because it's just like we just don't have the infrastructure right now to deal with that massive problem that's around the corner, you know. So it's gonna be like one of those movies where everybody's leaving Earth to go somewhere else, you know, and that's gonna be that plateau.
I dig it.
That makes
Well,
sense.
yeah. I mean,
Kinda.
I my soul of soul says that it won't be in our lifetime. Well, I don't know. I would the mass exodus. Maybe. Who knows?
They predicted that. Yeah, no, the mass exodus is probably like around 2040, in between
Really?
2030 and 2040.
Oh, that's so lame.
They say 2050.
That's like 10
They
years
say
from
this is
now.
when I know. I know. Well, how about Google this? Google this. Google where global warming is going to be at 2030.
Mhm.
Everybody's like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this.
Global temperatures in 2023 said to be among hottest on record. Average temperatures next year will be about 1.2 degrees Celsius above what they were before humans started to drive climate change. Hooray!
That's 1.3.
Yep.
So a 1.3 raise in overall average temperature. So type into the Google, what will it mean if the planet rose 1.3 average temperature or whatever? Google that. So seeing it now with the lakes and the the rivers, the Euphrates. You heard about the Euphrates drying up,
Mm-hmm.
revealing these ancient warnings. Because one thing that's gonna cause a plateau is lack of like the main thing is lack of resources. And so if the resources run out, no more advancements.
But, one thing that I did see, I was just reading as I myself into a greaser with this little ducktail going on right here,
They,
is that they, with the advent of 3D printing, they now have the ability to 3D print trees.
there you go.
So one of
Yeah.
the solution to deforestation and hopefully a way to combat global warming is 3D printing trees as a new paper source.
There you go.
So that way they don't have to cut down entire forests for toilet paper.
There you go. We're just gonna have to replace all the trees that we've already cut down.
Yeah. One at a time.
Yeah.
One at a time. Hey.
One at a time. Yeah.
Speaking of something completely unrelated, we're at the end of the episode.
Oh man, I had more stuff to talk about. That's okay.
Well, we're both on vacation, basically. So who knows?
Well, no,
maybe we'll do another episode later this week.
There we go. There we go.
We can do follow-up information. I can do some more research on, artificial intelligence, global warming, the rise of Skynet, our robot overlords, etc., etc.
What's more likely, robot overlords or alien overlords? Or both?
Well,
let me stop.
I think so. I don't think you want to look at it about like a likelihood. I think you want to think of it more of like a statistical probability. Right? So I think there's an equal likelihood. But I think statistically, knowing that there is let's say if there's a statistical probability that there is one other advanced being or advanced civilization in the universe, right? I think it is statistically more likely that we would have developed an artificial intelligence that would take over the human race before they found the Earth, with the vastness of the universe. That is assuming they're not already among us.
There you go.
But you can't really include that in the statistic because there's no there's no number associated with that. Right? Yeah. So that's why you have to look at that more of as a probability as opposed to a likelihood.
Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
So
would you final question?
Yes.
I think I've already asked you this on this podcast, but that's okay. I'll ask it again. If the whole Mars colony thing accelerates in around like 2040, 2030, 2035, 40, 45, whatever, in the distant but near future. If they're like, we need dance instructors on Mars, would you sign up to go if the world was dying?
For dance instructors on Mars?
Yeah. Your little cubicle, you're just like dancing in a little habitat.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could figure it out.
You could figure it out, yeah. I feel you.
So yeah, perhaps I could You know, I like to think I'm fairly enterprising.
Yeah.
Could enterprise on Mars.
All right, that's all I have.
Leave a
Everybody, make sure to write down your goals for 2020. No, hold on, wait.
yeah. Post your
Write down your
goals.
goals for 2023.
Write
Post
down
your
your
goals.
goals and
Comment them below.
comment them below, etc., etc. Well, you know, since we're at the end of this episode, let me just say huge thanks to our Patreons. You can check us out patreon.com/next to the floor. There's the link right there. It's also in the description of this video. You can check us out on our various socials. You can check Gary out at _good_guy_Gary on Instagram. Check him out. He's got some really great photos. He posted some videos up there, I think, of him dancing salsa with Cassidy and making the finals. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yay, you're doing it. It's happening.
Doing the thing.
We're doing it.
It's happening.
You can catch me on my socials are right up there above me. On Twitch, XXHJXX, Facebook, Next to the Floor, YouTube, Next to the Floor. My name is Ben Harrison. This is Gary. I can't point. My camera's at a weird angle. Right here. To my right.
Right.
Bam. There we go. Like that.
Right here.
Split out.
Oh, yeah.
Other way. Oh, God, I gotta go like this.
There you go.
Boom.
Fusion.
Okay. Fusion.
Huh.
Oh, fusion.
Fusion.
Oh, see, there you go.
Bringing it back.
It's full circle.
We're
So on that note, and this one, remember, it costs $0 to be kind. Have a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Happy third night of Hanukkah. It's almost Christmas. Kwanzaa starts next week. Etc., etc. Peace. Let the music play. So yeah, I think, like, I don't know, I might welcome our robotic overlords.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Undecided.
I wouldn't. I'd fight just because it's something to do.
Yeah, you know, I think that's it. I'm just gonna it's
the
new.
only reason why I would do anything in an apocalypse. Like, listen. Like, it's just something to do. The only reason why I'd want to survive in an apocalypse is because it's something to do. It seems interesting. It seems fun. Like, now when, like, I reach that point where it's just like, oh, I'm about to die, then I'll accept it. Like, oh, that was fun, you know. And then bye.
Yeah, but there's no, like, restart button. That's the only problem. Like, life isn't a video. Yeah.
Why would you want to respond in that? I wouldn't want to respond in that apocalypse setting. No.
Unless you believe in reincarnation, then who knows?
There you go.
So,
yeah,
you never know.
You never know. I guess we never know. Sorry for hijacking your the podcast with a whole bunch of technological advances and stuff.
It happens. Worse things have happened to far